Maddie Brown, star of Sister Wives, gave everyone some fantastic news. The oldest daughter of Kody and Janelle recently revealed that she was expecting her fourth child. The mother-to-be shares something that would make the pregnancy even more memorable for the family, even though the pregnancy itself is remarkable. Maddie and her late brother Garrison had a strong relationship. Regretfully, he committed suicide in March 2024. She revealed that she had wished for Garrison to relocate to North Carolina when she spoke candidly about his death a few months ago. The soon-to-be mother has now discussed the emotional bond between Garrison and her unborn child. What is it? To learn more, continue reading. Maddie, star of Sister Wives, gave birth to her third child, a girl, back in March. She announced the arrival of her daughter on Instagram on March 14. "Definitely worth the wait, Miss Amelia Estelle Brush," she commented in the post. She went on to say that she wasted no time when her baby decided it was time. "She was born on March 14th, and she was flawless," Maddie said. The three-time mother also posted a cute photo of her daughter. Services for family counseling the Brown family appeared a touch sad, even though everyone was overjoyed with the baby's arrival. Exactly 1 year after Garrison's death, Amelia was born. "To the stars, Bowen, to the stars" is a statement from Garrison's favorite film, Dragonheart, that many of his siblings have tattoos of. But when Maddie named her daughter, she drew inspiration from his favorite quote. In Latin, the term stella signifies star. Maddie Brown announced that she and her husband were expecting their fourth child in a recent Sister Wives episode. The excellent news filled the Brown family with excitement. However, Maddie's revelation of something very significant to her made everyone even more emotional. She'd also mentioned that March 4 or 5 would be the due date for her newborn child. When's the precise day in 2024 when her late brother, Garrison Brown, passed away? Everyone became emotional over this, but Janelle in particular. Maddie and Garrison had a tight relationship, as fans are well known. The Brown family members were crying as soon as she broke the wonderful news to everyone. According to Christine, the news is both surprising and exciting. She'd also acknowledged that it felt unreal because the baby was due on the day that Garrison died. She admitted, "It's like full circle." Janelle added that she was just as thrilled to have the baby. She claimed that she found it cool when Maddie informed her of the due date. "It's cool because the date of Garrison's death is also her due date," Janelle remarked. "It was fantastic news because the family will feel less sad with the baby's arrival." And when Christine imagined Garrison examining the newborn, she was obviously at risk. The thought of Garrison spending time with one of his nieces made her cry. "Yes, I am unable to discuss it," or a nephew. She also expressed her excitement. Christine came to the conclusion that Maddie was an excellent mother. Months had passed since the Brown family's tragedy, which left them with an indelible hole in their hearts. The world of Sister Wives was rocked by the devastating loss of Garrison Brown, one of Kody and Janelle Brown's cherished sons. The gentle, daring young guy who had filled the Brown home with so much joy and laughter was mourned by family, friends, and fans alike. Maddie Brown Brush, the eldest daughter of Janelle and Kody, has now revealed in a passionate and extremely emotional way the loving and enigmatic bond between her late brother Garrison and her infant daughter Josephine. Her narrative has moved people to tears, demonstrating once more that love can persist even in the face of unfathomable tragedy, often in the most delicate ways. The Brown family was devastated by Garrison's passing earlier this year. Garrison, who was well known for his contagious humor, spirit of adventure, and affection for his siblings, had emerged as one of the Sister Wives family's most approachable and realistic characters. In the days that followed, his mother Janelle offered painful updates, respecting her son's legacy while requesting privacy. Kody also seemed broken, admitting that his son might have been greatly affected by the family's distance and complex relationships. However, Maddie, Garrison's older sister and lifelong confidant, bore the pain in the most subdued way. Fans saw a shift in her, despite her efforts to remain strong for her kids. For a while, the lively, devout mother who frequently posted encouraging messages on social media fell silent and withdrew into her own private grief. Weeks later, she came back with a tale that would touch people's hearts. Since her brother's death, Maddie revealed in a recent live chat with followers that she has been experiencing his presence in unexpected ways, but none more so than through her youngest kid, baby Josephine. "There are times when I swear she's responding to something I can't see," Maddie remarked quietly. "She will suddenly giggle or fix her gaze on a location across the room, as if she were grinning at someone she alone can see. And my heart always knows that it's Garrison." She continued by talking about a particularly touching incident that occurred a few days after Garrison's birthday. She clarified, "I was nursing her in the living room when I began to think about him, about the last time we all laughed together. I was sobbing softly so as not to disturb the children." Josephine abruptly stopped eating, turned to face me, and simply grinned. The smile wasn't a baby's. It had this knowing, serene gaze. I have no idea why, but I felt at peace at that very moment. "It's all right, Mads," like Garrison was saying. "I'm present." Fans had frequently seen Maddie and Garrison's friendship throughout Sister Wives. They were raised as members of the second generation of the Brown clan, a group of siblings who supported one another while their parents negotiated difficult relationships. They were both Janelle and Kody's offspring. Maddie was his rock and the sister he could confide in, even though Garrison was frequently the family clown. Maddie remembered, "He called me about everything. I was always his person, and he was mine. Whether it was fixing his car, giving relationship advice, or venting about Dad. Long road trips, late-night conversations, and many inside jokes were all shared by the two." Maddie claimed that her kids loved Uncle Garrison, particularly Axel and Evie, who thought of him as their funny uncle, who taught them how to properly roast marshmallows, built forts, and played superheroes. According to reports, Axel questioned his mother if Uncle Garrison had joined God's soldiers in the sky after his death. Maddie claimed that when she heard it, she started crying. She said, "Leave it to a child to find the perfect words, and I think he's right in a way." Maddie claims that since their initial meeting, she has observed further indications, tiny but significant events that serve as a reminder of Garrison's influence in her family's lives. She remembered, Axel was outside drawing with chalk the other day. He remarked, "Mommy, Uncle Garrison likes my drawing," as he abruptly looked up. "Because he told me in my heart," he replied when I inquired how he knew. She grinned despite her tears. Kids are so innocent. They experience emotions that we grown-ups don't allow ourselves to. Additionally, I believe that Axel and Josephine both sense him, albeit in different ways. Maddie's middle daughter, Evie, has even inquired about her uncle, asking where he went and whether he can see them from heaven. "Yes, Uncle Garrison is always keeping watch over us," I told her. "Then he'll see when I dance for him," she added. In the living room, she spun around in her tiny outfit. At that, I knew he would be grinning. Maddie thinks that these little moments of connection, the smiles, the coincidences, the warmth that permeates the space, serve as a reminder that love endures beyond death. She stated, "He's still a part of our story. Now, just in a different way." Maddie has been candid about her loss, but she attributes a lot of her fortitude to her mother, Janelle, who never stops looking for ways to pay tribute to her son's memory. "My mother has been amazing," Maddie said. "Naturally, she is devastated, but she has been concentrating on the brightness Garrison brought into the world." She claims that she would rather remember his generosity, his laughter, and the way he always put the needs of others before his own. Janelle, who has occasionally updated her followers on social media about her recovery, recently tweeted a sunset photo with the statement, "For Garrison, your light is still everywhere." Maddie stated she cried when she saw that post. It served as a reminder that despite the fact that we have lost him in one way, he is still with us in another. The Browns had faced many difficulties, such as broken relationships and public scrutiny, but Garrison's death unexpectedly united them. Maddie said that even relatives who had not communicated for months expressed their sorrow and reconnected via recollections. She acknowledged, "We've all had our disagreements, but when we lost Garrison, all of that just faded. Now, none of it mattered. Love was what counted. It was important that we all remember him." She claimed that having that moment of solidarity gave her new hope for the future. "I've always had trouble believing," Maddie admitted. "However, it alters your perspective on the world when you go through something similar, when you sense your brother's soul via your baby's grin. I genuinely think he's keeping an eye on us." Maddie has begun a modest project called the Garrison Project, in remembrance of her brother. It is a series of random acts of kindness that she asks followers to perform in his honor. She remarked, "Garrison was always helping people. He would pull over to fix a flat tire, buy coffee for a complete stranger, or text someone to cheer them up when they were feeling low. I wish to preserve that spirit." Using the hashtag for Garrison, fans have joined in by planting trees, posting encouraging comments in their communities, and making donations to veterans' charities, a topic that is dear to Garrison's heart. "I smile when I see people using that hashtag," Maddie remarked, "because that's who he is. He is still spreading kindness since that is his heart." Maddie broke down in tears toward the end of her heartbreaking interview, as she told Garrison the message she wished she could deliver today. She continued, her voice shaking. "I'd tell him I love him and I'm proud of him. I'd tell him that his nieces and nephews will always know who he was, and that he's still my favorite brother. Don't tell the others." She stopped and inhaled deeply. "I would also like to thank him for continuing to exist in his own manner, for delivering such signs to me, for appearing via the eyes of Josephine. When I hold her, I sense him. I'm at peace. And that, I believe, is his gift to me." After Maddie's story went viral, Sister Wives fans showered her with love and support in the comment sections. Thousands of people talked about how they felt connected to departed loved ones. "Thank you for sharing this, Maddie," one response said. "My granddaughter was born shortly after the death of my son 3 years ago. Every day I see him in her eyes. I found hope in your narrative. You and Garrison have an enduring bond," someone else wrote. "Because of your affection for your uncle, that child will grow up knowing his spirit." Maddie was reminded by the response of the importance of her brother, not only to his family but also to the audience who had grown up watching him on film. Maddie claims that she frequently senses her brother's presence in the silence of her North Carolina house, especially while her kids are laughing together. She remarked, "He seems to be there, laughing with them. You feel the joy even though you can't see him." She feels that Josephine, her baby girl, was supposed to be born at that very moment, and that her arrival helped the family deal with a wound they were unsure how to handle. Maddie remarked, "She serves as a reminder that life goes on. Love changes, but it never goes away." Every chuckle, gentle smile, and tiny glimmer of light in Josephine's face, in her opinion, bears a fragment of her deceased brother. She stated, "Garrison's energy didn't leave us. It simply returned to us via her." Maddie Brown Brush has thus discovered a silent, holy bond that connects this world to the next when she is going through heartbreak. She keeps her brother's spirit alive every day with her mother's resilience, her son's innocence, and her daughter's humor. Because, as Maddie so eloquently states, love never ends when a heartbeat does. It merely transforms, waiting to be felt once more in the embrace of people who never give up on their faith.